What is going on, guys? Broken Eyes coming at you today with a brand new deck profile. This deck profile is the Blue Eyes Fusion build with Fang and Critias. I recently did the Chaos Max build, and you can't really run Chaos Max with the Fusion build. Now I'm sure there's a way around it, but there's kind of too much cards. So this is more control based kind of fusion, but there's traps in it to summon the fusion dragons and stuff. You're only running 2 fusion dragons, but you're running 3 of the traps, and yeah, so the deck's still pretty fun. I did a replay on both the decks. One had Chaos Max and the fusion build in it, and the other one had just Chaos Max, taking away the fusions out of it. The Chaos Max is kind of more of an OTK build, and this is more control build, but it's really up to kind of players' preference or whatever. So yeah. So I didn't really do a side deck. Mainly if I'm going to do a side deck, I just say run 2 Winter Cherries and everything extra deck in the meta at the moment. So if you have Electromite, ABC, stick them in there, and then use your Winter Cherries and then be able to get rid of them for your side deck, because I don't really run side decks really. So without further ado, let's get into the deck. It's a little bit different from, it's actually a good few changes are actually from the Chaos Max build or whatever. And I'm using the Kaiba Collection mats. The two of them together are pretty cool. I wish this was a little bit bigger to make an actual main extra deck monster zone or whatever, but doesn't matter. Like, it looks pretty cool and it has like an infinity thing. It's cool. So yeah, so first off, we're going to be running 3 of the Blue Eyes White Dragon. The movie art has to be one of the best arts, I have to say. I'll actually zoom up a tiny bit. There you go. So Blue Eyes White Dragon is a vanilla, but you do have to run it. Sometimes you can get dead draws and stuff like that, but normally if you run enough discard fodder and stuff, it's actually okay. So with this deck, that is what you do. Next, we're going to be running 3 alternative Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. It has a pop effect, and if you reveal a Blue Eyes, obviously special summon, everybody knows what it does. Really, really good though. Especially in the replays, as you can see, it is really, really good. Next, 2 of the Dragon Spirit of White. So it's really good to summon this off the tuner. If you have a Blue Eyes in your hand as well, if you have like discard fodder or whatever, if your opponent summons a monster or is going to attack, you can just tribute this card and special summon Blue Eyes from your hand. So it's really good. Like as soon as your opponent controls a monster, that's what it is. And then when it's normal to summon or special summon, you can banish a spell and trap card on your opponent's side of the field. But it's another vanilla, and the secret rarity bump is actually really cool. I did like the ultra, but it just makes it that kind of a little bit cooler. And next, 3 of the Sage with Eyes of Blue. Still one of the best ones. So just basically searches out your dragon tuners. And then it has another effect where it can you can target an effect monster, send this card to the graveyard, and if you do special summon a Blue Eyes monster from your deck, and send that card to the graveyard as well. So if you do have something on the field that's not really good, like the King of D, you can just tribute and special summon your Blue Eyes from the deck, just to get it off the field. You know what I mean? So it's not like so dead or whatever. Next, we're running 3 of the White Stone of Ancients. Now I could only get 2 secret rares in the pulls. If you want to watch those videos as well, I only got 2 secret rares, so I'm missing 1. Hopefully we'll change that eventually, but this whole deck got a massive rarity bump. Like, everything is secret or ultra nearly, which makes it really cool. So this one basically is, as soon as this card has gone to the graveyard, during the end phase, you can special summon a Blue Eyes monster from your deck. So you can summon the Spirit Dragon or whatever, and then during the end phase, just say you do have a Blue Eyes in the grave, you can banish this and get the Blue Eyes back to your hand for alternative or whatever else other effect. Then we run the White Stone of Legend. This one, just basically when it's sent to the grave, you can add Blue Eyes from your deck to your hand. This one's pretty cool too, another rarity bump as well. Yeah, so those are the tuners you run really. Next we have 2 King of D. King of D basically, it's treated as Lord of D, but that doesn't matter. And then you can discard a spell or traps. That's why you're running lots of spells and traps with this. So it's not as much dead in the Chaos in this build than it is in the Chaos Max build. So basically what you do is you discard spell or trap and add either the Revival Dragon Rhapsody or the Searcher of Melody of Awakening Dragon. So you get to search either one. So it's pretty cool. Next, I'm running a few hand traps just because I got them pulled them in the yoke as well. So I'm running 1 Ash Blossom, really, really cool card. So happy that I actually have one. I never thought I'd get an Ash Blossom. It's just too expensive, like, it's just crazy expensive. So yeah, so everybody knows what Ash Blossom does. If your opponent activates different effects, you can just send this hand trap to your hand from your hand to the grave and then negate and destroy and stuff. And then we run 2 Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre at the minute is better anyway than Ash Blossom. But still, it's nice to have the the tuners, and the fact that I'm running King of D, I can still go into Ancient Fairy Dragon with one of these on the field if it ever came to that, just in case. Like, so yeah. Next for the spells and traps, we're running Rarity Bumped, Trade In. Finally have Secret Rare. Very cool. You can't really notice in this light the secret rares, but it is nice to have. So discard a level 8 and draw 2 cards, so it's a +1. Then we have 3 Melody of Awakening Dragon. Basically, discard a card and add 2 dragon type monsters. So you can add a Blue Eyes and an alternative to your hand from your deck. So it's pretty good. Next, if you have a spellcast type monster on the field, you can special summon 2 dragon monsters in the graveyard. So you can special summon one of the tuners, and you have to kind of summon Blue Eyes as well. A normal monster. But still, you're more than likely will have a Blue Eyes White Dragon in your graveyard, hopefully anyway. The whole deck kind of revolves around doing that. A lot of revival. We have Return of the Dragon Lords, just with that extra built-up defense, stopping your dragon from being destroyed, as well as special summoning the level 7 or 8 monster is really, really nice. Next, we have 2 of the Fang of Critias. I used to love this card. In the anime, when this anime came out, it was just wicked. I used to love it. So the Fang Critias is Kaiba's kind of second dragon, really. So what you do is you basically send a trap card from your hand or field, and you get special summon a fusion monster from the traps. So because this isn't searchable, it's not a great card, but you can still discard it with King of D if it's unusable. So it's not ever really a dead draw, and the traps kind of work well as well. So we have 2 Pot of Desires, just to draw. Then we have the 1 Soul Charge and the 1 Monster Reborn. The Monster Reborn probably the only thing that isn't hollow in the deck, which is actually crazy. Like, everything else is hollow. I have nothing else. But Monster Reborn is too good not to play, especially in this deck and any deck. Even though we have lots of revival stuff, it's still pretty good. So next for the traps, we run 3 traps. So we run Loop of Destruction. I'll go over what they do in a sec. 1 Ring of Destruction and 1 Mirror Force. I actually got the Mirror Force in like the Duelist pack number 2. I think you can see it there. Really, or DPYG, whatever that is. Duelist pack Yugi, years ago. I think it's the original one actually. But anyway, so Loop of Destruction basically becomes Ring of Destruction while it's on the field, and once per turn, if a monster on the field is destroyed by a card effect, except during the damage step, you can target 1 monster on the field, destroy it, and if you do, each player takes 500 damage. So if any card is destroyed, or let's say you use Alternative's effect to destroy a card, you can activate this. So yeah, just say you use Alternative's effect, you can destroy the monster, and then you can activate this and destroy another monster if your opponent has, and then each of you take 500 damage. But still, it's a pretty good card. Ring of Destruction then is just nice to sit on. If your opponent obviously has with the new errata, it can't win you the duel or anything like that. But if your opponent starts off fresh, you get this first turn, and no, you're probably not going to draw first turn. But let's say you do, you think it's dead, you set it, and then if your opponent's going to attack with a monster, you might as well let them take the damage as well as you. For their attack, and then Mirror Force is just nice to have as well. So yeah, so that's it for the main deck. Let's go into the extra deck. The extra deck has changed a small bit. So we're running the 1 Destruction Dragon with the 2 cards you just seen there, Loop of Destruction and Ring of Destruction. So basically what this does is just it can target a card, your opponent controls, destroy it, and then if it happens to be a monster, inflict damage upon it equal to the attack of the monster. Other than that, you can destroy spells and traps, field spells, whatever you want. So it is a kind of good card. It's 2,000 attacks, so not great, but 3,000 defense. Just like I said, it's more control based of a defensive deck. So yeah. Then with that as well, 1 Mirror Force Dragon. Mirror Force Dragon for the Mirror Force. Mirror Force Dragon, basically your opponent can't attack it at all. 2800 meter. If it's targeted from attack by an opponent's card or by opponent's card effect, destroy all card your opponent controls. So your opponent's not gonna. It's basically just a deterrent if your opponent won't activate anything. If they do, they're kind of stupid for activating it, because they will be destroyed by whatever, you know what I mean. And then we have Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. You can actually, yeah, so it's not that hard to get 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons to the field, and then it's contact fusion, so you can just fuse them that way as well. So there's the 3 fusion monsters. Like, it's you normally don't, even though this was kind of fusion based deck years ago, you don't actually run that many fusions. In the Chaos Max build, I only ever run the 1 Twin Burst or whatever. For the Synchro monsters, running 2 Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. Blue Eye Spirit Dragon is just one of those really, really good cards. Stops pendulum monsters, and then you contribute its special summon a light dragon monster from your extra deck. So you either go for Azori's, because they're destroyed during the end phase. So you go for Azori's and it won't be destroyed by its own effect, and then during the standby phase, just say you activate it, you summon this and activate it on your opponent's turn, tribute it, and Special Summon Azorius, it's safe, and all your Dragon type monsters are safe, so it's an extra bit of safety or whatever. Then the one Ancient Fairy Dragon, because let's say you do it on your turn or whatever, you can Special Summon an Ancient Fairy Dragon and Special Summon a level 1 tuner from your hand, and then you can go into Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, which is still a very, very powerful card. I've done that a lot in the dual replays, and the two replays I was able to go into Crystal Wing. It's a very, very easy little combo to do, because you will have level 1s in your hand, so there's that. Let's move that up, get that out of sight. For the Xyz, we have one Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy. You just need to run this card just because it can stop pendulums as well. Pendulums, obviously, Magician Pendulums are the strongest deck at the minute, so it's just nice to be able to deter them from using spells and stuff and then attach it to this as a material. Then for your OTK stuff, you have Galaxy Cypher Dragon. So this card allows you to target an opponent's monster and special summon it. This one lets you destroy an opponent's monster by detaching players, so you can overlay on top of this, and then you can overlay again to send 3 dragons to the graveyard. Your opponent has to get rid of 3, and then this card can attack twice during the battle phase. So those are the nice little Xyz I run. Probably there's a special edition coming out soon with Cypher Blade Dragon, and I might swap it for this just so it looks better with the deck or whatever. But other than that, full armor does the same job. And lastly, for the links, we're only running 3 links. My brand new Firewall Dragon. So I just changed this for Topological Bomber Dragon. Topological Bomber Dragon is nice for the destruction effect, and Firewall Dragon is just kind of, I mean, you don't have to run it. I mean, it mainly I'd ever go into this way, like Soul Charge, if I got a few dragons. Now there's other stuff you can go into. Obviously, this is only kind of a what if scenario if you did want to go into a Decode Talker just to build up your boards a little bit more, and the one Proxy Dragon just to open up space. But you're not really pushed for space. Like, you can swap out a few things there and swap them with other things. So you need to fill up 3 spaces and fill it with whatever you want. I just put links in. So yeah, so that's it for the video, guys. Please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe, and good luck.